I'm proud to introduce our next speaker, and I'm proud to have stood shoulder to shoulder with Lindsey now for over a decade in the anti-war movement. There have been unreasonable and baseless attacks on Lindsey over the last few weeks. Lindsey is a principled campaigner and always facing issues with courage and dignity. So please, let's show our support for Lindsey, convener of the Stop the War Coalition.
Thank you very much, Kate. As Kate has said, Stop the War has been under attack in the last couple of weeks. I would say we've been under unprecedented attack, even compared to the sort of attacks that we saw in 2002 and 2003 when Tony Blair was preparing to take us into the disastrous war in Iraq. And I think we ought to ask ourselves, why are we under such attack at the moment? Why is it that the newspapers and the right-wing politicians and some even of the Labour MPs are accusing us of bullying, are accusing us of supporting Assad or of supporting Russia or of supporting ISIS or of supporting all three? Why are we being accused of all these things? I'll tell you why we're being accused of all these things. Because we are an effective anti-war movement and we are determined to stop the bombing of Syria. We're also being accused of all these things because we had the temerity to invite Jeremy Corbyn to our Christmas party. They can just about stand an anti-war movement. They can just about stand a left-wing Labour leader. But the two things together obviously send them completely wild and they can't stand it at all. Well, I'm here today to say we're not going to be apologising for anything. We think we have the right to demonstrate. We have the right to speak out. We think that what we said 14 years ago and 12 years ago and 5 years ago about these interventions has been proved absolutely right, and our governments have been proved absolutely wrong. So when people talk about moral authority, I'll tell you where there is no moral authority. There is no moral authority in Downing Street. There is no moral authority among those 66 Labour MPs who shamefully voted for war against the wishes of the vast majority of Labour members and the vast majority of their constituents. And there is no moral authority in those who go to the press and complain about what Stop the War is doing. We are doing the right thing as we have done in the past, and we will do it in the future. And the reason they are coming out with all these things is because they are trying to build a hideous atmosphere, not just here, but across the world. When we have a presidential candidate in the United States who says that no Muslim should be allowed into that country, that man, Donald Trump, should be a pariah absolutely everywhere. There shouldn't be a discussion. There shouldn't be a discussion on Question Time as to whether he's welcome into this country. He's not welcome anywhere as far as I'm concerned. But they are using Islamophobia. They are using the plight of the refugees. They are using all these things in order to whip up support for war. And they know that their case is unravelling. They know that more and more people in this country realise that they are lying about wars, and they know that there is great unity within the movement and that an injury to one is an injury to all. So we show solidarity with the Muslims today. We show solidarity with the refugees. As far as I'm concerned, refugees are welcome here, and we should have a situation where our government behaved a bit more like the Canadian government this week and welcome people at the airport. instead of keeping them in a camp in Calais where they're allowed to die. What kind of moral authority is that either? What we're fighting for here is an end to the bombing of Syria, but we're also fighting for a different kind of world. I'm fed up with 14 years where we've been told the only answer is war, and at the same time, misery for the people of those countries, refugees are created in those countries, and misery for the people of this country as well. We've had enough of the arms dealers. We've had enough. We've had enough of the weapons of mass destruction used by our government. Let's stop this bombing and let's create a world where we end racism and we end war.
Thank you very much indeed, Lindsey. And that mention of the arm dealer reminds us that while MPs were complaining about Jeremy Corbyn attending a Stop the War dinner, 40 Labour MPs dined as guests of arms dealers at the arms fair earlier on this year. They should be ashamed of themselves.